it's Thespa. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be doing something a little bit different. I am going to be reviewing this We Are Memory Keepers DIY Party Pom Pom Maker. I found this at Tuesday morning and I thought, it was only $3.99, so I thought, well, you know what, I'll try it. I'll see how it works. And what you can do with that is you can make there's 3 different sizes, and you can make small, medium, and large pom-poms. So I'm going to kind of show you how to use this and kind of share some of my thoughts with you on it. So first of all, we're going to open this package up. And it does come with the instructions, very clear instructions. It shows you exactly what to do and how to do it. And it is a fairly easy process, so pretty simple there. Then these are your 3 different sizes, the large, the medium, and the small. I think I'm going to demonstrate on a medium sized one just because it's a little easier to deal with and it won't take quite as long. So what you're going to need is some yarn of your choosing. I would recommend just like the regular acrylic plain old yarn. I did use some that was kind of furry, and you get kind of mixed results with different kinds of yarn, so I do think that this is the best yarn to use. But anyway, so you've got this funky looking thing, and what you do is you open one side and then the other side opens as well, and you get something that looks like this. It's kind of odd, and at first it's kind of like, well, I'm not quite sure, but I found that the easiest way to use this is to hold on to this part because it's just a little bit easier to hold on to, and then I'll lay my yarn on top there so that I can hold it with that thumb while I'm wrapping. So you basically just wrap, and then it's got these 2 little lips right here so that you just keep your yarn inside of those, and then you wrap. And I have found that, and it says you can wrap as much or as little as you want, and the more you wrap, the more full you get, more full of a pom-pom you get. And I have found that if you continue wrapping until this little crescent shape is fairly flat with the rest full of yarn basically, then that makes a pretty decent pom-pom. Now these pom-poms, you could make these with your fingers and stuff, but I do say that this is handy if you have a lot of pom-poms that you want to make and you want them to all be the same size. So that's kind of a big deal, keeping them the same size, a uniform size. If you're just making 1 or 2 for a certain project, I almost think that using your fingers is easier. But if you're making a bunch and you want them to all be a uniform size, I think this is the way to go. So you just keep wrapping until you get to this point here where it's, fairly full. See, it's kind of flat along with the rest. And then you just close it. Oh, I'm going the wrong direction, you guys. Sorry. So then you just close it up, and that holds your little string there. So then you just want to cut this with your scissor, and it will hold it in place. And I usually go ahead and cut this one off too, just because it's a little easier. So that side is done. Now we got to go on to this side. So we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to try to hurry here. Okay, I think that side's ready too. So then you just close it up, and then you cut off your thread or your yarn. So now you've got this fun little wheel of color, and you're going to need kind of a fine point scissor. If I can figure out what I did with mine. Okay, so I'm going to take some little scissors, and at first, especially if you wrap these a lot, it takes a minute to get it started. And my scissors are not the sharpest, so you have to bear with me. I'm basically just trimming that so you can get it started there. And then you just take your scissors. There's kind of a gap here. You can just take your scissors and start cutting away. I'm going to be careful not to pull on it or anything. Just cut. Just cut. So then that's what that looks like. And then you go and you cut the other side as well. If you have just a fine tip scissor of any kind, so that the scissor tips can get down in there. So now we've got it at this point. We're going to cut off another piece of yarn, and then this yarn goes right down in this little groove here, and then comes around to the other side, and you just tie it, and then you get to this point, and then you pull really hard. So then that basically ties a knot around the center, and then I'm going to go ahead and tie it again. So now we can just pull these open, and then pull these open on the other side. And now this thing comes apart just like that. And you can pull your pom-pom out, and then you've got a cool little pom-pom. Now I have found that at this point, you got kind of a chunky pom-pom. If you want something more fluffy, you could take and roll it between your hands and give it some friction on it, just to kind of fluff up those fibers on the end. And then you can kind of shake it around, and it'll give you your nice ball. But sometimes you'll get like a wild hair that's just a little bit longer, and if you got something like that that's bothering you, you just take your scissor and cut it off, and you can give it a little bit of a haircut if you want, if it's got some weird spots sticking out. So then you've got that, and then you've got two pretty uniform size pom-poms. So those are both mediums. So those are pretty cool. So I kind of like this little pom-pom maker. It's great for making a bunch of uniform pom-poms. It's pretty quick. You don't have to try to thread yarn through your fingers, and it's kind of an interesting process making pom-poms with your fingers. But anyway, so I recommend this if you need to make a lot of pom-poms, or if you need to keep your pom-poms the same size and shape. This will do that for you. Overall, it's definitely worth the $3.99 I spent for it. Would I have paid full price, which is about $8? I don't know. I don't know that I would have. It'd be up to you. They had these at Tuesday Morning, and right next door at Joann's, they were selling the same things at full price. Of course, you can get your 50% off Joann's coupons and all that kind of stuff, so not a big deal, but it's kind of a fun little thing, and it's easy to use, and you get very uniform pom-poms, and it does work. So take that from what you will. It's nice packaging. The product is well made. It's got very clear instructions. It's definitely a thumbs up, I think, from me. So I'll probably be using it quite a bit, I think. But it's just kind of a fun little tool to have on hand if you like to make pom-poms. If you have them, you know, they've got this little pom-pom garland. This would be perfect for making like garlands for Christmas and birthdays and things like that. And then you have all the same size pom-pom, which is great. So if you got something you need to do like that, then this is the tool for you. So thank you so much for watching. Appreciate you guys. Go ahead and hit that like button and that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!